Is he? What the fuck? Leo's possessed.
Oh, Shredder, you idiot. The turtles got you again.
Shitty Nickelodeon logo. Red flag. Is that a coincidence? This is a weird ass game. This song was from the end of the first movie. So to get in the mood for the new Ninja Turtles movie, I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2014, which was a year after this game came out. Which was like it's like a bootleg Arkham game, which is kind of fitting because they reference Batman in the Ninja Turtles movie. And it's like it rips it off a little bit, the Nolan stuff. But yeah, this is like an XBLA game. It wasn't like a real release. But yeah, I even got notes this time, fucking front and back, term paper. So yeah, the first thing I wrote was I put that I like the score, even though it's like there's some moments where it like gets really over dramatic. Like the music, it's like bootleg Hans Zimmer. Platinum Dune, so that means Michael Bay, which ties into fucking Megan Fox. I guess she's like Michael Bay's wet dream or whatever. I'm convinced like all the crude jokes, like wasn't there like racist robots in Transformers 2 or whatever? But yeah, any of that crude shit that pops up in this movie, that's all Michael Bay's input.
And then the climbing. It's like Mission April around here.
This April's pretty cool. She's thick.
Just one of Mikey's pizzas away from failing this one.
One of Mikey's pizzas away from BBW. She got a Gwen Stacy thing going on, mixed with Mary Jane. Yeah, unfortunately, Megan Fox. Well,
Are you kidding me? A truck?
she kind of ruins the movie. Well, look at that frame rate. But yeah, like I was saying, Megan Fox is kind of oh shit. Fat ass white girl. Especially towards the beginning of the movie, she kind of kills the pacing. But yeah, the movie starts out with like it looks like a fucking bootleg cutscene in a budget video game like this. Where it's just like still images. I always hate that shit.
You have the strength to make it. Plus, if you don't, I believe the water will put out most of the flames.
You have the strength. And yeah, it's basically just a voiceover of Splinter.
Easy. This is not how I pictured spending my evening.
I think before, like, I didn't really like that Tony Shalhoub was Splinter. But kind of like the designs of the turtles, it sort of grew on me over time. I feel like this movie's kind of underrated after all these years. Is it like 9 years old now? Oh shit, can I get caught or something? Busted. And yeah, it's basically him like talking about the turtles and how they're supposed to be hidden away and shit.
Stuck.
And learn karate. Karate.
Not a problem.
Nice roll.
Someone there?
She's high as fuck. Why is she moving so slow? It's like she's stuck in the mud or something.
There it is again. Who's there? Time to call the cavalry.
Hey there, this is Donatello.
Pick up.
I can't come to the phone right now, but
I have to get out of here and tell
Damn,
Splinter.
answer your damn phone. And then yeah, like I said, Megan Fox comes in and she's like being annoying right off the bat, like bugging this dude for information about the Foot Clan.
There it is again. Who's there?
This is actually kind of like the beginning also, like right after that. Cause she bugs this dude, she fucking gets his number, violates his privacy, and he tells her, well, go to the fucking docks for more clues or whatever. But
Here we go.
yeah, and then it like it introduces Will Arnett playing Vernon, the dude that was like, oh, April is such a bitch. And like I like Will Arnett, especially in
April, you there?
what was that, Hot Rod? Where he's like, babe, wait, babe, babe, and it just like turns into gibberish.
Earlier that day,
But like, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about, like fucking still images. And
Not your best invention, Donnie. Not just the boot. What's in the boot? April's feet, normally.
but it's like
Right.
it's like he's saying the lines in a funny way, but the words aren't funny. So it just, he has like one little funny moment. But
I like it. Nice work.
I can also track my daily mileage, so that's cool.
yeah, he kind of just sucks. Not as bad as how they did Casey Jones in the second one.
Activity being reported all over the city, and all robberies of buildings.
Oh yeah, they give him this stupid line about like, oh, it's okay to do puff pieces or whatever, and she's like, I did 4 years of journalism school. Like, that means shit. And he likens it to froth or whatever, and she's like, that's foam in coffee. He's like, you know, he mixes it up, and I don't know, it's just not funny. And then yeah, it's like I said, she calls the dude. This is kind of cool, the little sewer. Yeah, you can look around and shit. It's weird, it's like, this game looks like it's a real full price game, but the gameplay is fucked up in this game. It's like a janky Arkham. Iron Fist. Ninjas in training.
so you have made your way to
I used to have that Ninjas with Attitude shirt. I don't know what happened to
this
it.
train.
I love those memes where it's like an anime guy and his eyes are like bulging or or whatever, and it's like thinking of an old shirt you haven't seen in a long time. Freestyle training. Splinter's wisdom. They can't even put a picture of Splinter. But yeah, so she goes to the docks, and it's like I said, it's like Batman Begins, because the Foot Clan are there, and then like you see like the ninjas jumping around. You only like hear them. Let's continue this shit. Oh, you can only pick one. Leonardo. That's like from the movie. Yeah, and the Foot Clan are like lame in this movie. They just have like these stupid masks that's just like a clear face or whatever, and they just wear black like terrorist gear, standard terrorist gear, and then she tries to get a picture of him, but she fucks it up. Yeah, I wrote this big score. The score went crazy then, getting that part. Yeah, she goes back to her apartment and like freaks out in front of her roommate, telling her all this bullshit. And she's like, I'm not gonna do froth anymore.
Okay. The reports were armed
And
gangs
she's
and a
like,
convoy
what?
of some kind. We should find out what
And then there's a scene of her at Channel 6 News, and it's like pretty much the exact same scene where she explains it to her boss, Whoopi Goldberg. Like the other journalists like talk shit about her.
Absolutely, Mikey. Ink is the key to outer toughness. And hey, maybe Dawn could go too and get a big heart that says April.
Not listening to you. No. Guys, cool it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, and you see on the TV the bad guy. Technically, the one that's on screen more. Bill Fichtner. He was also in The Dark Knight, which is weird. But yeah, he plays this dude named Sax, who was like businessman, scientist, I guess. And he's like trying to help the city and shit. He's like privately funding the police force, which doesn't make sense that you could do that. But she meets up with April and like pervs on her. I knew you when you were a little girl. The groomer. Oh, follow the yellow lines. That was exciting. Just parked.
Time is moving inexorably forward. You know, pizza
I wonder if they
isn't
had
just
like
a thing. It's a way of life.
for
It's a world.
knowledge of how
You
the
can put
designs were gonna look
anything on it.
for this
There's
movie,
pepperoni,
because like they have the
sausage,
nostrils
bacon,
like they do
onions, shrimp,
in the movie.
pineapple for some Hawaiian flavor. I've never been to Hawaii, but I think, all right, they have good
I think
pizza.
people were just
Green
turned off
onions,
by how the
olives,
turtles
green
looked,
olives, black
me included
olives.
at first.
There totally should be red
But like I
olives.
said, it kind of grew on
Tomatoes,
me.
dried tomatoes, that's artisanal. I think that means expensive. Extra cheese, that's not really a topping. I'll handle
Expensive.
these guys.
And then yeah, you see a scene of Shredder, and he's like kind of always filmed in shadow a little bit. Yeah, see, it's like a bootleg Arkham. They didn't even help.
Come and join the fun, you purple dorks.
Hey, it's the Purple Dragon Gang. I guess I'll new name take it.
And another.
Oh. Nice. Unfortunately, it's hard to tell, but the gameplay it's not as smooth as Arkham. What?
Let's try something special. Sad.
One or more bars from the special attack meter. Oh.
Watch this.
I mean, how do you punch him on the ground?
They have in the back of that truck.
Cool song. But anyway, yeah, you see Shredder, but he's like just a bald Japanese guy. He looks like Anakin Skywalker. He has all these like scars on his face and shit. Double counter.
Come here, punk. It's a
Oh,
time
nice.
to show what we can do.
And he's like tied up with a rope behind his back, and he like kicks the shit out of this dude with his head.
All quiet. Carry on. Definitely no turtles here.
Okay. Well, we can't let anyone interfere with this operation.
No, sir.
Oh yeah, and you see Karai, who's his daughter, but like in the movie she looks kind of old. It looks funny because she has like the typical Japanese like purple strands of hair going through her hair, you know, or pink strands or whatever the fuck. And she just looks too old to be having that shit on. The actress. But she's pretty much like just a flunky. But yeah, basically Shredder like, I guess he doesn't believe that the turtles are real.
Let's cut through here to the next alley.
And then yeah, like I said, they have that scene with Sax and Megan Fox.
That smells awesome.
She's like there covering this
Stay
like banquet
focused,
he's
Mikey.
having or
We
whatever.
gotta catch up to those purple dragons before they steal whatever it is they're after. Oh, we can't get a pizza to go.
LB to use the item. Nice. Oops, I used that. How you switch guys? Kick this shit.
Hey, remember that episode of your show where they got replaced with evil versions of themselves from another universe? Yeah. What do you think we would
Oh,
be
these
like
are
in that
devs.
world? And would Shredder be
But
like
so anyway, like yeah, they leave the
I wonder if he
the
wear a
banquet,
hat.
her and Vernon,
Definitely want to go to
and
a sash.
they see like some people running out of the subway, all freaking out and shit.
Get down, guys. Behind those dumpsters.
And basically like the Foot Clan
See that?
are holding people hostage to draw out the turtles.
Okay, they're leaving. Hey, look.
a purple dragon headed down the alley.
Aw, the poor guy's all by himself.
They're looking that way, but the bad guy's behind them. Switch turtles.
Ninjas must always be unseen.
And yeah, you see the turtles in the lair, like watching shit go down. And Mikey talks about the cat playing chopsticks. Yeah. Choked you guys. What is this shit? Oh, nice concept art. And so yeah, they go down there, or April does, and she gets caught up in it. And so the Foot Clan are there trying to call out the turtles, and she's like tied up next to this black lady, and she's like trying to like film it. And the lady's like, "No, put that shit away." And then she gets busted. Pretty good soundtrack. Turtle Power KO.
Unleash your power.
Outstanding! Well, if it isn't the purple dragons.
Purple dragon.
That's right! Check this out.
Fucked it up.
That's right!
Fucked him up. And then that's when the turtles come in and like beat up the Foot Clan in the shadows. It's kind of, there's like 3 scenes, I think. It's like the first one that like is kind of reminiscent of the first movie, because that one has a subway fight. Whoa. Bounce. Bounce. Just the right way.
Got some pizza here. Check it out!
This game looks decent. Oh, fucking Baxter.
Cats, get along with the size of these guys. They are big, but did you seriously just say
And then yeah, after the turtles save everyone, they jump away, and April follows them and shit. Ugh. Whoa. Countering special attacks. Oh yeah, and then she follows them up onto the roof, and they're all like celebrating and shit. And she like takes a picture. They like freeze in place, and they're like, "What was that? It was a fucking camera." I guess that kick is his special move. And then yeah, the rooftop scene's like one of the best scenes, especially because Michelangelo, he's like, oh, she saw us, now we're gonna have to kill her. He's like, we're not gonna kill her. He's like, no, kill her with kindness. And then, oh, Leonardo, I think it's Leonardo or Raphael's like, give me the camera, and he's like, oh, he's doing his Batman voice. So you know they're riffing off Nolan because of the voice. Christian Bale. Oh, Mikey, he says, he's like, this is another Michael Bay cringe line where he's like, oh, she's so hot, I can feel my shell hardening. But yeah, I wrote Johnny Knoxville's voice kind of really sticks out here. And I watched the bonus features for well, I watched the bonus features for like the motion capture and stuff, and like all the actors do the voices and the performances, but the guy that does Leonardo, it feels like he was actually supposed to be the voice also, but like he was so like plain and middle of the road that they like, I don't know, I guess they had a deal with Knoxville, so they stuck him in there. But he actually, like, he doesn't do his like stupid laugh or anything like that. He's actually pretty reserved, so I kind of appreciated his performance in that respect. Is he, what the fuck? Leo's possessed. Flying up like Superman. Oh yeah, they like say the title of the movie, but they like say what they are in the different order. We're like Ninja Mutant Teenager Turtles or whatever the fuck.
I hate that tortoise in the hair story.
And then she's like, you're mutant turtle ninja teenagers? And he's like, when you put it that way, it sounds stupid. And also Mikey's like, we're teenagers, but we can still have adult conversations. It was like one of the best lines. He's definitely like the best part of the movie.
Yes! Even ninjas need fuel.
Time is moving inexorably forward.
Ninja. They do the...
Overall, what's your favorite kind of food?
Italian. Pizza.
Pizza is actually
They
Asian.
do the
I thought
bumping
that was
heads
the
thing
Either
with
way,
Raph and Leo.
works out okay.
I think Mikey's like, y'all were just disagreeing like 10 minutes ago or whatever the fuck. It was cool. And then oh yeah, they like say each other's names in front of her, and she like kind of recognizes their names, I guess. And
If the portals can go into an alien universe, it could
they
go
like
anywhere.
wiped her phone or whatever,
There could be a world
but they're like,
Splinter never found us.
if you tell anyone about this, we'll find you. And then Mike is like, yeah, we'll find you, O'Neill. And he's like, oh, that was creepy, but we will find you.
We could be cops. Walking the mean streets. fry cook. We could be working in a restaurant. People would love that.
What the fuck is he talking about? One week he's mopping floors, next week is the fries.
Really stretchy sugar.
Like taffy?
More sheet-like than taffy.
It's very strained inside your head, isn't it?
Could I be a master of taffy?
Girl, shake the Laffy Taffy. The Laffy Taffy. Yeah, so then they leave April on the roof, and it's like a cool shot of them jumping off. They're jumping over the rooftops, and then jumping into the sewer. Pretty much like the majority of the budget.
What if there were another turtle out there?
Huh?
One we didn't know about. Say a splinter. But didn't notice a fifth. He'd be out there even now.
Oh, they're talking
Tall,
about
strong,
the chick,
but without the guidance we've
Mona
received.
Lisa. No, not that one. That was in the cartoon.
No, just suppose it.
What's her name? And so then, like, yeah, they basically
Remember
leave
how
her on
long
the
it
roof,
took to learn our
and there's a cool
weapons?
shot of them like jumping
First
down
time
in
I
the sewer.
tried the chucks, I gave myself a
And,
black eye.
Really?
Yeah, Splinter said that's why they call it practicing.
April goes back to her house and looks at some old videotapes that she took when she was like in her dad's laboratory. Yeah, she, and like on the tapes, it's stupid because like she films like the ooze, and she's like, oh, it's from space or whatever. Like, how could she even get in there? And she like took videos of the turtles because they were like using them as test subjects or whatever for the mutagen. And the voiceover is weird because it's like a generic little girl voice in a commercial. Because he's like, get out of here. And she's like, oh, damn. Oh, what the fuck? Did the game crash? Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that, like, that scene when they were going down into the sewers, they, like, get stuck into one of the holes, and fucking Michelangelo farts. I think that's another
Even
Michael
ninjas need
Bayism.
fuel.
But then, yeah, you see them, like, trying to sneak into the lair without waking up Splinter. And, Raph mentions, like, he's gonna leave the team. And Michelangelo's like, dude, you're the hype man for my Christmas album. Which is
Right.
like a
Even
reference
ninjas need fuel.
to like the live action concert Ninja Turtles. Who is it? Oh, Cinemassacre did a review on those.
I think
The
we've
Christmas
been here
album.
too long.
It's fucking bad. I never watched that shit as a kid, as much as I love Turtles.
Tomorrow. But what I'm talking about
And then
is,
yeah, there's like
how
another
is it that
scene.
I want to do things and don't do them. Why is it that we have the ability to regret things we do and wish for things we didn't do? Why bother with that design? Wouldn't it make more sense to have a world where we just accept what we do?
But then you wouldn't want to do anything.
I definitely want to stop hearing you talk about this.
And then yeah, of course they wake up Splinter, and he like fucking beats the shit out of him with his tail, which is cool. And then yeah, it goes to another
Anyone
fucking
notice
scene
that suddenly I wasn't
of
paid?
April
What do you
trying
mean?
to act crazy,
How much
and convince Whoopi that she has proof about the turtles and shit. And then she gets fired finally. And then there's like a scene of her like in the front of the Channel 6 building, and she has a scene with Vern where she's just like, fuck all this shit. What did she say? She basically tells him that she needs a ride to go see Sax, but there's actually like a cool like shot. It like starts out as like a 2-shot of them, and then it's like the camera kind of rotates around Will Arnett, and then like Megan Fox starts walking away. Like, I don't know, it's a pretty cool shot in the movie. I made note of it.
I got the fever.
And then yeah, she basically goes to his house and tells him about the fucking turtles, which were the ones that he worked on.
With sharp things, and definitely don't run with them. Boy, have I learned that lesson.
I already know. Whoa. Yeah, that's it.
Check this out. Done.
Get away from yeah, he's got a wrestling move. And then yeah, Sax like tells her his origin, about how he was adopted by fucking Shredder in Japan. You. Forgot.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Whoa!
Block is broken. killed him. Oh yeah, and then Bill Fichtner lays out the plan. He talks about this Japanese warlord or whatever the fuck that like poisoned his people. So that's their plan, is to like infect people so he can have the cure to it and make money, essentially. Like, at least it's Bill Fichtner, so he's a good actor, but it's like the same thing where he's saying the lines in a dramatic way or a cool way, but the writing just fucking sucks. For everyone except the turtles, pretty much. Then he like slips her his card, and it's like, it's really every time someone has a card, it makes me think of American Psycho scene. It's like, well, it's got cutouts and embossed and shit, but it's really like a tracking device. And then he goes and snitches to Shredder about how the turtles are real and shit. Animator run.
I had this theory that there could be alternate worlds. If the portals can go into an alien universe, they could go anywhere.
Okay.
There could be a world where Master Splinter never found us. We got turned into us anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the part where Splinter wants to know where the turtles were, and he like punishes them by making them balance on shit. He called it the Hashi. And Mikey's like, this shit is easy. And then he brings out a fucking pizza. It's a 99 cheese. He's like, 99 fromage. And so yeah, when Splinter hears that, he's like, oh shit, April's in trouble. So they have to go save her. So Donnie hacks her computer and he's like trying to sound tough, like intimidating. And they put a bag over her head and take her to the lair. And it's got like a little turtle drawn on the face.
We need to get moving.
You can kill you, dude.
That is not good news. That's
Oh,
the
the comic.
turtle way.
So yeah, then Splinter basically lays out their origin, and it kind of sucks that it's not like he doesn't have ties to Shredder. Amato Yoshi. Rokusaki killed my master, Amato Yoshi. But yeah, you see the turtles as little kids. He talks about how they like pop culture and just fucking listening to Gwen Stefani. Which, I don't know, maybe it's old enough to like not be as cringy. But I remember at the time I was like, oh god. Oh, I got lasers. Boom. Agent Smith. Mr. Anderson. Yeah, rock this shit. Blocking everything.
And another. Go.
Come here.
The fuck?
You gotta dig deep.
Oh yeah. All right.
Beautiful. Wow, dude, that's so cheap looking.
What's next? Giant robots?
MS Paint. And then yeah, Splinter like finds a book of karate on the floor, and he like teaches himself how to train, and he trains them. Oh yeah, he calls April. Well, he calls like there's the people that saved them, the Hogo Shop. She a hoe. The hoe for show up. I call April back. And Mikey's like, oh, my girlfriend's totally the Hoga Shop.
He's getting away.
And then, yeah, like I said, they had a tracking device. So then the Foot Clan bust in and Shredder. Oh yeah, I forgot. Bill Fichtner shows Shredder like, I made you this cybernetic armor shit. He basically, like everyone says, he looks like a transformer. And he like fights Splinter, and he can like throw knives and shit, and then they magnetically come back to him. Yeah, he basically just beats the shit out of Splinter in front of the turtle.
That's right.
What the fuck?
He's not looking good.
Down in the tunnels. He went this way.
And yeah, it's kind of, it's another scene that's kind of like the original movie, where the Foot Clan bust in on April's house. This game's got cool music, and so yeah, they capture 3 of the turtles, so it's only Raph left, and then April survives. Mikey hides her. He mentions Orange Crush, which must have been like a tie-in. Also, Pizza Hut is always the official pizza of Ninja Turtles. And that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Three. You got it, dig deep.
All right. That's right. Sayonara. Oh yeah.
That's the turtle way.
No pieces.
Time to use Donnie's new hackomatic device.
Oh, I forgot about this stupid shit. It's time to. How do you do this? Aim active. What the fuck? Oops.
Donnie.
Fucked up. I think I know what to do. Oh shit. I need Donnie for this.
You were reading the book of 5 rings, right? What was the main thing you learned?
Watch your opponent. Move and think faster than he does. That's it? It turns out that's a lot.
I think we've been here too long.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Hack the planet. Oh yeah, like I was saying, there's a really cool part where it's just Raphael by himself, and he like, because the turtles had to drop their weapons, and so he picks up all their weapons, and it reminds me of Last Ronin, because I started reading it, so I was like, oh shit, that's tight.
What is it?
And he like takes Splinter out of the rubble, and he's like, you gotta go save, save the brothers. So that's what he does. He goes to do that. Oh yeah, save yourselves moment. And then I wrote, the score goes nuts with a choir and shit when all of it's going down. Oh yeah, so Raph picks up the weapon. So yeah, she needs a ride to go back to Sax to save the brothers, and it's she's got to call Vern again, and he's like making a sandwich and listening to George Michael. So it's supposed to be funny. It is kind of funny though. And
You think you'd ever get a tattoo?
she's like, I need a ride, and
Why is that?
I don't want any distinguishing features.
she basically like doesn't explain herself and hangs up, and he's like,
I'm not sure.
all right, I'll play your little game. That was like his one funny part. And so they get in the van, and she's like, oh, we gotta go save the turtles. And he's like, you know, you don't have to make excuses to hang out with me, talking about turtles. And then Raph comes out from the backseat.
Welcome to the stack.
Early pizza.
Ninjas need fuel.
Oh yeah!
Oh, I should have picked it up with him.
Turtle. Outstanding.
You know, there's something weird. The purple dragon's targeting the aliens. Yeah. What's that deal? The purple dragons seem to be doing thief work for the foot. Since when is that? They didn't used to work for Shredder. What do you want? It's not like we get invited to their meetings. Maybe we offer them awesome purple scarves. Maybe.
Oh yeah, so Vern's like,
Well,
oh, it's a giant turtle.
you have a price? Too high a price.
And then yeah, Vernon's basically like, oh, freaks out. It's like a 6-foot turtle, or you're a 6-foot turtle. And Raph's like, yeah, and you're a fucking geek. So now that we got that out of the way, so yeah, so then they go save the turtles. And then the scene with
How
Bill
awesome
Fichtner.
it would be if we found like a baby and we had to raise him and he grew up like a man.
It's like his
raised
best
by
scene,
turtles.
where he
And
like
he spoke
gloats
our
in front of the
language.
turtles. They're like stuck in these
It's
tubes.
still exotic.
Apparently, Shredder
Oh yeah,
seems to be very
when
section
Sax is
resistant
like
from everyone else.
talking shit, he's like,
His own personal subway system.
says we were gonna use rabbits
No transit
instead of
authority,
turtles.
no risk.
Maybe that was a Usagi Yojimbo
They could have a
reference.
secret foot soldier.
And then yeah, Raph drives in and tries to rescue him, but Shredder comes in and starts to kick his ass. Splinter looks cool in this game. I like that picture of him in the background. But so yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna talk the rest of it out. So yeah, Raph's getting his ass kicked, and Donnie tells April, we need adrenaline. So she just pushes a bunch of buttons on the computer, and they all get like shot up with adrenaline, and they bust out of the cage, and they like make jokes about being on speed, basically.
As you may expect,
They're all
you can
high
do
and
more
shit.
damage with a weapon in your hand.
So they basically have to go down this like snowy mountain to get back to New York to stop Shredder from releasing the
Watch for very
chemical whatever, the amazing Spider-Man 2 plot device. And yeah, it's a cool like big action sequence where they're going down the mountain in an 18-wheeler. Somehow Vern knows how to drive one,
Remain above the emotion,
and
even as you draw your enemy's attention and get under his skin. Build your combo.
there's a funny shot where Donnie uses like the retractable staff that he has to flip a car over, and he laughs in slow motion, which is funny. Oh yeah. Oh, while all this is going on, April's like trying to get footage of it, and there's like another Michael Bayism, her fucking ass shot, and Vern's like perving on her. Oh yeah, so they're like coming up on a cliff, and Mikey thinks that they all fell over, and he's like, "Oh no, how sad." April, what does he say?
Remember, my son, the best offense can be a good defense.
Oh yeah, he's like, poor Leo, April, and the other guy.
A ninja's guard must always be up.
So yeah, I wrote there's like a shot of Shredder on the building, Hans Zimmer score,
Special attacks
going
do
crazy.
more damage and lay your
The turtles
enemies
end up
low
getting to the sewer. So the turtles end up going to the sewer.
Your combo.
So they finally like get to the end of the mountain, and they're in the sewer.
Take it back.
They go through the sewers to get to the building where Shredder is, and they have a scene where they have to part ways, split up, and Mikey's like,
Cause you to miss what's happening around you. Watch for
he's like, remember me, April.
combinations.
He's like, you can always find me here, and he like points at her tits.
Build your
And they have that scene in the trailer where they like go up the elevator. Oh, but first they go on the wrong floor, and there's like a bunch of foot soldiers in there, and they're like, oh shit, and then they close it back up, and there's a cool shot where they're just like tired and like looking at each other, like that was not the right floor.
Remember, my son,
I thought that was a cool moment
the best offense
where they're just like, what the fuck, dude?
defense.
And then yeah, like they have the scene where they go up the elevator and do like a little song with their weapons,
As you may expect,
stabbing weapons.
you can do more
And
damage
then
with a
they have a
weapon
fight with
than
Shredder.
weapons.
It looks like
Take
Transformers,
advantage of
and
TPKOs whenever you can.
and it's also another scene that's kind of like the original movie.
Remember,
Now
special
Raphael
attacks
finally
do more
says,
damage
or he finally
and lay
lets
your
Michelangelo
enemies
say
low.
"Cowabunga," and then he ends up saying it too. But at least they didn't use it during the whole movie. And then April's like has to go stop Sax, get the mutagen.
Must always be up. You must
Uh,
counter immediately.
And
A
Bill
ninja's
Fichtner has a
guard
funny
must
line
always be up.
where he's like, "You're resilient, April. Your father took less bullets." He's talking shit. And he shoots Vern, but that allows her to get the upper hand.
Remain above
John Doe has the upper hand.
light, even as you draw your enemy's attention and get under his skin.
Oh yeah, but she didn't know that he killed her father.
As you may
So it's supposed to be like
you can do more damage
emotional
with a weapon
on her face, but she's just like can't really convey that.
Aggression can
So
cloud your
April
focus
has the mutagen,
and cause you to miss
and
what's happening around you.
while that's going
Take
on, like the
advantage of
turtles are getting their ass
TPKOs
kicked.
whenever you
So
can.
she threatens Shredder to drop it. She's gonna drop the mutagen, and that's how she gets them to stop. Cause he throws his fucking
Watch
knives
your
at the
varying attacks from
tower,
different
and
enemy
it starts to fall
combinations.
over. So the turtles are like trying to hold it up, and
Stay
then
in
yeah,
motion,
that's how she gets him to
providing
stop.
a harder target.
Then they all like go overboard and shit, and he like managed to swipe the mutagen somehow, and they're all like hanging off the tower. It's like wedged in between two buildings,
Build your
and they like swing April, so she kicks Shredder, and he like fucking falls all the way down, which is a pretty cool shot. Then like the part of the tower that they're all holding on to, it finally falls over, and they're like going through their last words and like admitting shit about themselves. And Raph has like a heartfelt scene where he talks about how he feels inferior to his brothers, I guess. That's why he's always like threatening to run away and shit. And he's like saying all this shit, but they're already like on the ground and they're not dead. But yeah, that was like a cool ending, I guess. And then you see Shredder on the ground, and he's got like a little piece of mutagen on his fingers. So I guess that means, I mean, obviously he survives, but it's a totally different actor in the second one. And he's not mutated or anything. Thought maybe it was gonna be like Super Shredder or something. So then, yeah, the April and the Turtles take the last of the mutagen, I guess, and save Splinter with it. And he's like, all you needed to do was rely on each other. Oh no, it's Tony Shalhoub voice, not Japanese voice. But Mikey's like, whoa. And then the last scene is like, it's under this bridge, and Vern asked April to meet him there, and he's got like this new car, but it's like just a regular like Ford Taurus cop style car. But he like tries to ask her out, and it's weird because you don't know if he's like, oh, I wanted to ask you out here because it's creepy is your thing or whatever. But like, what I don't get is, are they trying to like seriously say that this is the romance of the movie? And he's like trying to be charming to her or something. But then like the turtles come in a van. It's not like the turtle van that's in the sequel, which is like one of the only good parts, or one of the best parts of that movie. But it's supposed to be like their turtle van. And Mikey's like, yeah, we pimped it out. Or Donatello's like, yeah, I pimped it out with all this shit. And Mikey presses a button. He's like, check the base, yo. And he shoots a missile at Vern's new car. And he's like, I had a song queued up for you, girl. He wants to take her home. But she's like, we'll get on the fucking subway or whatever. Then yeah, that's the end of the movie. And then, like I said at the beginning, how like TURTLE Power was the song at the end of the first movie. Well, this also has a rap song, Shell Shocked, which is actually a pretty decent song. I like it. It's got fucking Juicy J, and I guess it was produced. Well, it was produced by the guy who did the score, but also Kill the Noise. It was one of the dubsteppers artists that I used to listen to. But yeah. Oh, and then there's like a little quick mid-credit scene. Another fucking Michael Bayism, I bet, where it's like a Victoria's Secret billboard sign or whatever, and like Raph and Mikey are like trying to jump through the city undetected during the day, and like this lady looks up at them, and they like hide in their shells, but they're like covering her tits. This is the dumbest shit. But yeah, I'm sure that was, like I said, one of his notes.
Remain above the emotion of the fight. Even as you draw your
Oh, and I
enemy's
wrote
attention
Michael Bay's
back
credit
to
shows
your
up.
place.
It's like an image of Shredder, which, you know, seems appropriate. But yeah, it's a decent movie. It's like, well, basically like all the parts with the turtles are pretty good, but April sucks. And then in the second one, Casey Jones sucks. So it's just like
Stay
bad
cautious,
compounding
providing
on
a
each other.
harder target.
But yeah,
You must counter immediately. A ninja's
and
guard
Krang's
must
voice in the
always
second one
be
sucks. It's not like,
Oh, Shredder, you idiot. The turtles got you again.
it's, or, you know, something like that.
Special
The
attacks
voice
will
in
be
the
more
second
damage
movie
and
sucks.
lay your enemies low more quickly.
So yeah, good
Never
shit.
use